You know, it's a story that so many of us cat owners know by heart. You bring home this adorable, fluffy little kitten, it's all purrs and snuggles, and then, bam! Seemingly overnight, your hands and feet are suddenly public enemy number one. So what's really going on here?
Okay, let's really get into this. Because if you've ever looked down at your ankle and wondered, why is my sweet kitten attacking me? Well, you are definitely not alone, and I'm willing to bet the answer is not what you're expecting.
See, here's the thing. We're dealing with a huge misunderstanding. Your cat isn't being a jerk. It's not angry or spiteful. It's just doing what thousands of years of instinct have programmed it to do. It's like they're speaking a different language, and we just need to learn the basics. So to crack this code, we have to do something really important. We have to stop thinking of our cats as little, furry people, or even as dogs for that matter. We need to see them for what they truly are. Tiny, perfect apex predators, literally built for the hunt. Okay, take a look at this, because it lays out the problem so perfectly. A wild cat's day, it's a simple, super satisfying loop. Hunt, eat, groom, sleep. Now, our house cats, they've got the eat, groom, sleep part down to a science, right? But look at that big old question mark. That one missing piece, the hunt, that's the root of almost all of these behavioral problems.
And this really hits the nail on the head. Just because they live in our houses doesn't mean we've erased their DNA. They might be couch potatoes, sure, but that deep down instinct, that need to hunt, that's still their main job. It's not just a fun little hobby for them. It's their entire reason for being. Okay, so how do we fix this? I mean, we're not about to release a bunch of mice in the living room, right? The answer is play. But, and this is a big but, we have to totally rethink what play means from a cat's perspective.
You see, for us humans, play is just fun. It's a way to kill time. But for a cat, play is work. It's their job. It's a full-blown hunting simulation. The goal isn't just to burn off energy and make them sleepy. The goal is to make them feel mentally satisfied, to scratch that ancient predator itch inside them.
And every good hunt follows a pattern, right? It's a sequence. First, there's the stalk. Then that explosive chase. But here's the most important part. They have to be allowed to catch it, and then they get to do that little kill bite thing. If we break that cycle, if we pull the toy away right at the last second, we're not just ending the game, we're creating serious frustration. And guess where all that frustrated energy goes? Yep, straight to our feet. So, you're probably asking, okay, how much play are we talking about here? For a kitten, the magic number is about 6 times a day. But hold on, we're not talking about hour-long workouts. We're talking about short, super focused, 5-minute bursts of activity that let them complete that whole hunt cycle. That's what keeps them balanced and happy. And of course, the right tools for the job are key. Just think about it. What does a cat hunt in the wild? Little things, right? Mice, bugs, maybe a small bird. They're small, soft, and light. So your toys should be too. Those big, hard plastic toys, not so appealing. And those automatic laser pointers or robot toys, they can actually be super frustrating because the cat can chase, but it can never, ever get the satisfaction of the catch. All right, let's switch gears a bit and talk about how we show our cats love. Because here's the tricky part. Sometimes our very best intentions, our attempts to be loving owners, can actually be what's stressing them out. It all comes back to speaking their language. Okay, let's do a little rapid-fire round on some common human things we do to our cats. First up, what about all those adorable little outfits and costumes? Yeah, that's going to be a big no. As cute as we think they are, for a cat, it's just plain unnatural and stressful. They are incredible at managing their own body temperature. If you're worried they're chilly, just give them what they really want, a super comfy bed or a nice warm sunbeam to nap in. Okay, next question. What about baths? We all want a clean pet, so frequent baths must be a good thing, right?
No, not so much. Honestly, cats are basically self-cleaning machines. They spend a massive chunk of their day grooming themselves to perfection. Forcing them into a bath is usually just a stressful mess for everyone. Unless, of course, a vet says it's medically necessary or they've rolled in something they shouldn't have.
All right, and this one can be a tough pill to swallow for us humans. You see that cute, fluffy cat, and your first instinct is just to run over and scoop them up for a big cuddle, right? But here's the secret. You have to respect their independence. For a cat, trust is built when they make the choice to come to you. When we force affection, we actually break that trust. It sounds weird,
But by giving them space, you'll find they actually become way more cuddly and affectionate. It just has to be on their terms. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about food. This is something we deal with every single day, and it's another one of those areas where our human logic and a cat's natural instincts are on a total collision course.
So our human brain thinks in terms of meal times, right? Breakfast, dinner. We worry that if we just leave food out, they'll eat themselves into a coma. But that's not how cats are wired. Out in nature, they eat like 10 to 15 tiny meals a day. They're grazers. And when food is always available, they are surprisingly good at regulating themselves.
And when we force our meal schedule on them, well, it backfires. Rationing their food doesn't teach them to eat less, it just teaches them to be anxious about food. And that anxiety is what leads to all the stuff that drives us crazy. Scarfing down food in 2 seconds, jumping on the counters to steal a bite, even getting aggressive around mealtime. They're not being naughty, they're just stressed out, wondering when they'll get to eat again.
So if you're worried about your cat's weight, the problem probably isn't the schedule, it's the what and the how much they move. Feline obesity almost always comes down to 2 things: low-quality food that's full of fillers and not enough exercise, which, hey, brings us right back to where we started, that missing hunt.
So let's just boil this all down, shall we? The Happy Cat Code is pretty simple. Number 1, let them hunt every day with good interactive play. Number 2, respect their space and let them decide when it's cuddle time. And number 3, feed their inner grazer by keeping high-quality food available.
When you get right down to it, this is what matters. The goal was never to fix your cat. The goal is to understand your cat. And once you start thinking like a cat, everything changes. You're not just their owner anymore. You're their partner. And that bond, it's going to be stronger than you ever imagined. So, from now on, when you see your cat pounce on your shoelaces or stare at a bug on the ceiling, you'll know what's up. You'll see that predator instinct just begging for an outlet. So now that you know the rules, what is your cat trying to tell you?